Welcome back to Developing the Leader Within podcast. We bring to a close our international month, and we are headed to Greece. And I am excited because I visited there before, love the culture, love the land, and love the people. Today we have with us Ioanna Petrochilou. She is the owner of JP Coaching and Consulting and a member of the Harvard Business Review Advisory Council. Her passion for project management and leadership development has spanned 30 years in the corporate arena, and her motto is wear your passion, hunt your dreams, and dance in the rhythm of life. Ioanna, thank you so much for being with me, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Enrique, for the invitation, and I'm very, very happy that I'm here with you. It was something that I always wanted to do, and now it's time.
I'm excited to have you. Thank you for being with us. We're talking, folks, about leadership, planning, and daily management, a subject that I love, a subject that sometimes I struggle with. So I'm going to be open with that. But Ioanna's going to get us on the right track. But before we get into that, Ioanna, tell us a little bit about you.
Yes, of course. So, as you said, I'm living in Greece, in Athens, Greece. I was born and lived here for many, many years, and I'm happy about this. My education and my studies coming from the business administration and project management, and during my career, I got the experience about the big project, the bid as a bid manager. You know, the big proposals with so many resources and so many documents or whatever. And I'm lucky enough, and I have the privilege to work in for 30 years in the corporate field and in big companies like HP, like PepsiCo, and I'm very grateful about this because each one of these companies was a big school for me. I learned so many things, I met so many people. I had good leaders, not so good leaders, but I'm grateful, as I said, because I learned something from all of them. I always have the passion about people. I love people. I love to listen to people. I love talk with the people. And that was the motivation for me, leaving the corporate field to start doing, let's say, my small business, okay? And my purpose, my mission is to show to everyone that he can hunt his dream and do what he really loves to do. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Everything is into my mind. If you believe to yourself, we can do it. If I did it, you can do it. Everyone can do it. So now I'm working about this, and recently I wrote a book. I am a co-author of a book, Skills versus Degree. And there again, I use my experience coming from the corporate field or from my job to write to people that, you know, to answer, let's say, the debate, you know, about I have a degree, so I can change the world, or I don't have a degree, so don't count on me because I'm not good. No, it's not about this. For me, it's straightforward. Skills and degree goes hand to hand. And this book is something that I describe it there in this book, and I'm happy about this. And as you said, because my passion is also to write a lot, different articles about leadership, about people, about self-esteem, about self-belief. I'm very active on the social media, especially on LinkedIn. And of course, I am one of the advisors many thousands of advisors in a Harvard Business School, actually give my, my view about the articles that are going to be very useful for the rest of the people, and how we can write this and what we can gonna describe there. So in a nutshell, I'm a person that I'm lucky enough to have a great experience coming from big companies in the corporate field. But I'm also a person that actually I want to combine my experience with my love about people and give my support and help people to do what they really, really want to do.
Well, definitely a passion for what you do should be your driving force, and you have definitely exemplified that. So, thank you for not only your love for project management and the efficiencies of work, but the people. And true leadership is and always has been a passion for people. If you can't do that, then you're in trouble. You're looking for trouble. So, we're wonderful. We're talking about an important topic here about planning and daily management because, as I just said, it all sometimes is processes that we have. So, what role does planning and daily management have in the lives of leaders?
Planning is very much important. Okay, actually, planning is very much important in everything we do. Either talking about, about professional life or the personal life. It's very, very important. But for the leadership, when you are a leader, it's even more, um, necessary to have a good planning, because it's not only about you, it's about your people, the people that believe in you, the people that follow you, the people that they expect for you to do their best, okay, and to move forward. So for you, for a leader, is an extra, let's say, task on their plate, okay? It's an extra task. It's very, very useful, yeah, but it's also a mandatory step. And allow me to say here that in many, many companies and in many organizations, many times we hear that, we have the best guy here, the best talent, because he's a good, let's say, project manager, he's a good operational manager, order management, whatever, so he's gonna be a great leader. And we promote this person, okay? And yes, he's a great talent doing the job he's doing right now. But when we promote him to have a leadership position, to have people believing on him and trust him to lead them, they cannot do anything, because actually they do not know the difference between planning as an individual and planning as a leader. And that was something that was the trap that I was there when I was promoted first time as a leader. Because, I was working as a project manager. I was, my planning was very good, okay? Because we never had an issue about the deadline or whatever, and the resources that we had there. But when I was promoted as a leader, I was like, okay, I have planned my job. So why we have the gap here as a team? Why we are missing some deadlines? And my mentor taught me, because you are used to plan, Ioanna, like you planned before, you are not doing the same job. Someone else do your job right now. So your job now is to plan your job and then to plan your department, to plan your people. And this is very, very important because planning for the leadership, Enrique, is not like, okay, I have, a piece of paper and I'm writing down today I need to do this, to do that, to do this and to do that. And at the end of the day, we say, oh yeah, we deleted 5 of the 6 tasks. I'm a super duper manager. No, it's not like this because first of all, the most usual thing that happens every day is that you're planning the day, you go to the job, and the day is completely different of your planning, most likely. Because, you have people coming to you, sharing their problems, sharing the asking for your advice or whatever. So you need to be proactive, you need to be a great time management, and then you need to be there for your people. So for me, it's very, very important. And the second thing that it's very important is about the processes, as you mentioned, and about the policies. Okay, in the corporate field and in the company, but in every, let's say, even in the small startup we have, the first thing that we do is, okay, let's say to have a process about sales. Let's have to have a process about whatever, okay? And once the year, we collect all the managers together and say, okay, we need to have the target and the goals for the next year. And then you follow the goals. And we are happy because we set the goals and we expect everything for our people. And I don't know if it happened to you, but to me happened many times, we put the goals in the beginning of the financial year and we forget about them. Until the manager come back and say, okay, it's time for your performance and we need to check your goal. And okay, please remind me, which is your goal for this year? Because I don't remember. Okay, and the people said, just a second to read them because I don't remember either. And you just understand that, okay, you were working for 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, best case scenario, without knowing or having any idea about the goals. And then we try to collect and we try to solve all the problems and to avoid the disaster, which is this. So for me, it's very important to set the process. It's a good idea. Set the processes because everyone needs to have the steps to work and to move forward. The second thing for me is the goals. You need to set the goals. The goals usually are the same goals or are similar goals, let's say. They need to be similar with the goals of the company, okay? Coming from the management. And you know what is happening. The executive leaders actually allow me to say that they are mostly caring about quarterly results. The famous wallet, how much money. And it's not bad, okay? It's not bad because the company needs money in order to move forward, okay? It's okay. But they forget about how we can achieve those goals. And those goals should be achieved by your people. So this is the job of the leader, to plan the goals, first of all, to fix the goals, because sometimes the goal coming from the C-level cannot apply to me that I am not even a leader, Okay, so my job is to read the goals, to see if they apply with what I have in my department about my people. Which one of them can be achieved by me, by you, or by other, because I know the strength of my people, okay? I cannot, let's say, ask for someone who doesn't know anything about, let's say, financials. I cannot ask to him to start working on numbers 100%. Okay? So I need to read the goals and I need to plan. I need to see. Okay, I have those goals. When I need to have them ready to achieve them, because there are goals that I need to achieve them the day tomorrow, but there are also goals that I need until the end of the year to achieve them until the end of the year or the second year, okay? It depends. Or some of them, from my point of view, they need to be deleted, kill them, because they cannot work. So the planning is the goal, read the goal, understand the goal, and then set the milestone, the deadline of its goal. It's like, you know, to give an example, it's like, okay, this year I want to buy a biggest, let's say, to buy a car, okay? This is my goal for this year. And I'm sitting on the chair and I'm just thinking that, okay, the car would be yellow, would be big, would be sport, would be whatever I want it to be, okay? But I'm doing nothing. Because what am I expecting? Okay, in order to buy a car, what I need money, okay? But I don't have so much money. What I need to do? I need to take action. Which kind of action? To get a loan or to work some overtimes or whatever. So when I need to do those tasks, today, tomorrow, until then, until, I don't know, in 3 months, I need to have the milestones. Because if I believe a goal open forever, it will remain open forever. And then we are coming back to the people and we say, you have the goal to do this, but you did it. And people came back to you and say, yes, I did it. Because I didn't remember it. Because I never looked on the goal. So because I never understood the goal. But you are my leader, and I would expect from you to explain a little bit, to coach me, or to delete this goal. And this is the daily job of the leader. This is the daily plan, to monitor the goals, and then to split the big goals of the year to the smallest goals for the day, for the month, for the week, for the month, and just leading the team. Because the leader is not focusing anymore on what he did. He has to focus on his people. And of course, I know that in leadership life, there are many other tasks that you need to do. Okay, it's part of the job. But the most important thing is to everyday planning about your people, the goal, the processes, to monitor. Does this process work perfectly or we need to change it? We need to modify it. This is actually the main job of, the leader, at least from my point of view.
You mentioned something that's so on point, and I want to focus back on that because leaders fail to recognize this in their own career. When you have a process that helped you as a person, as an individual of the team, that process may not work when you get to leadership. And so you brought this up right at the beginning, and I loved it because what we tend to say, what got you here won't get you there. You know, there's things that we structure and we plan around because as an individual, they truly do help in steering our career and steering our growth, and it works perfectly. But when you add the elements of other people and different desires and different uh, goals that they may have, it may not work for them. So as you get higher and higher and you get into leadership, you have to understand that what got you here may not get you as an individual to the next level. And more importantly, may never get your team to the next level. So you have to get into the process of not forgetting what got you here, but setting that aside as a level and start to learn what it takes to get to the next level because you could really hinder your progress if you don't take that approach. Secondly, you mentioned in leadership, the integration of other people's goals is important, and more important, the understanding of what the goals are. A lot of leaders can't even understand for themselves what the
Yeah,
goals mean. And as you just mentioned here, and I don't want to recap all that you said because it was wonderful. As a leader, and if you are in leadership position, be clear about what the goals are before you go to your people, because your people are waiting for an interpretation of what the executive team really wants. They're talking dollars. We're talking processes that will get us to that dollar. And if you don't know the correlation between your work and their goal, the one they're setting, there will be a gap. And that gap is detrimental, not only for you as a person, because you may get fired because you didn't meet the goal, but as a business as a whole, if there's a disconnect between the goals set by the executive team and those working towards those goals, something's going to fail. And so I love that you bring that up. It's and two great points among so many great points that you made there. Uh,
yeah.
but you know, as we're talking about understanding, uh, why is it important for leaders to embrace this methodology of understanding in terms of, you know, planning and daily management?
It's very important to understanding this because he's the guide actually for others. If you never understand something, cannot explain to others or cannot help others. That's why it's very important a leader to listen and to talk very much. He needs to listen. And when I say listen to everyone, okay? Let me give you an example. I was once working in a company. I was once part of the biggest team, creating the goals for the next years. We were so exciting. And we had someone from the upper level of the executive explaining the goals, the mission, the vision, the goals. And I was like, I was trying hard, very hard to understand for what he was talking about, but I couldn't. I was like, okay, he speaks a different language. Okay, I cannot understand. I cannot understand why we put these goals. And if we are talking for the goals, and you know, the second, and here, the second, another thing that a leader should have is to, you know, the courage to talk, allow me to say, like a student. And what I mean, if you don't understand something, don't think that, okay, I'm not going to ask because all the other people, you know, all those executive leaders, they are going to be, oh, she's stupid. No, you're not stupid. You cannot understand something. It happens every time, every moment, okay? Even we are talking the same language, English, Chinese, Spain, whatever, or the same language. Sometimes my husband talking to me and I cannot understand the meaning. So what I do, I say, okay, would you please tell me once again, because I have no idea for what you're talking about. So what I did, I asked and I said, okay, thank you very much for sharing all this information and for your effort put there to explain about the goals, but I'm truly sorry. I cannot understand for what we are talking about. And the speaker was a little bit, you know, upset about, what are you doing? You cannot understand me? I am a leader of the leaders. You cannot understand for what I'm talking about? And I was like, you know, oh my God, what did I do? But okay, I need to understand because tomorrow my people come to me and say, Ioanna, what is this? And I said, I don't know, maybe it's this or not, something else. And the time that I felt so bad and at the time so proud that I have the courage to ask about it, the most people from the executive leadership, the upper level from me, okay, from my level, they said the same thing. She's right. We cannot understand what we are talking about, why we need to put this goal. So if you're a leader, you need to listen carefully, not just to listen because someone is talking or something, you know, many people doing this, you know, and you said, okay, are you listening to me? And say, yes, I'm a I can do multitasking. I'm a perfect on multitasking. Okay, what did I say? What you said, okay, yes, I agree, I am with you. And they didn't listen to anything. I'm sure about it, okay? I'm sure about it because I did it. Because I'm talking from mistakes that I did when I started to be a leader. So listen to your people and then have the courage to go and ask for clarifications, because many times we set goals and at the end of the year we understand that 50% of those goals are completely wrong. And what we do, oh my God, we put the same goals the next year because nobody understood that it's not, we didn't achieve the goal, not because we didn't want to achieve the goal, or because we never worked this goal. We never achieved this goal because we cannot do it. Because it was realistic, because it was not measured, because it was not for my team. Maybe it was for another team, but not for mine. So that's why we need every time to be there and to plan this. The leader needs to plan the day, looking the goals, thinking about the goals, thinking ways how we can achieve those goals, if we can achieve those goals, and and which person can do this, because we have different persons in the team. we do not act on the same way, all the people on the same way, okay? We are different. We have different strengths. Someone is talking a lot, so it's a good idea to have it talking to someone. Someone he's never talking, but he's observed, okay? So this is the plan that you can do, and to think about your people, not the job you did. Because the job of a leader is not a task. What I used to say, it's not task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? It's many, many tasks which actually build the biggest one, leadership. You have 1,000 tasks a day to talk with people, to think about the goals, to work with processes, to analyze processes, or to deal with the big changes. Especially when we are talking on the corporate field, changes is okay. Is a must. It's a daily process.
You know, as I'm listening to you, and I hear you say, "Hey, leaders, if you don't understand, ask them questions. Don't be afraid, because actually you're in a position as a leader to do that. A worker, a part of the team, won't feel confident in approaching leadership and saying, "Hey, hold up, can you explain that to me? Because I have to go back now and implement this thing. So before I leave here, let me make sure, for the sake of success," right? And a lot of people don't understand how much planning and management of tasks and all those things actually they impede on your success if you don't. So it behooves a leader to say, "Hey, I know I may have to understand this, but I don't right now. Can you make that clear for me, because I have to translate that?" And so, uh, when we talk about, success to you, part of that success is a leader's interpretation of the goals, of the plans, and being able to come back and communicate that. And if you as a leader are not able to do that, don't leave that room until you can, or don't leave the presence of those that are giving you those directions until you can, because your team is waiting for you to come with clear guidance for them to succeed. So I've always asked, how much does this, really come to play in success? But you just clearly define that if we're not able to, our team cannot succeed. And if our team does not succeed, neither do we. So when it comes to implementing planning and daily management, how can leaders, apart from what we just both said, how can they come back and get the team on board to get these things into place? Because I know it does, it could impede on their success.
Mm-hmm. Uh, you know, the first thing you have to do is to believe in your people, okay, and to trust them. Because, as I said in the beginning of our discussion, your job is not to know the job of others 100%. You need to know what they do and why they do this, okay? In a, upper level, no need to be in details, no need to know the job 100%, step by step. And then to trust them 100%. To be open-minded, okay? To never micromanage, never. We're gonna kill everyone in your team. Never do this. And the secret is to make people listen to you and follow you, not because they want to be, you know, about compliance, because I need to hear my manager, because my manager is my leader, but because they believe in you. So you need to be open in any discussion in your department, to be open. And last years I had, let's say, many times, we have an open door policy. Okay, I love open door policy. In my last company, we had an open door policy. And it was a really open door policy, because if I wanted to talk to my manager, my leader, I could do it. But there are, let's say, open door policies, but okay, I'm a leader, I have my job. Don't knock the door, so I'm not here for you. So be there for your people. And what I did personally, okay, on top of planning about the goals, about the processes, about the policies, about everything about this, and the deadlines, and how we can do this, or if we need to change anything. The second one is to have one-to-one, okay, with my people and discuss. And of course, the discussion was not always an open discussion. How are you? How's your family? Which is very, very important to know what is happening in their, let's say, in their life, in their personal life. But it was about the goals. So anytime that the company gave to me the goals for my team, I was the first person that I read them the goal. I read the goals. I understand the goals 100%, and then I was trying to explain to my people and to listen to them, because sometimes they have some queries, or they have their hesitations, and I have my ears open, because usually, and because they are one that they actually do the job, okay, they know more than I know, they were right. So we were discussing together, and then if I had to change the goal a little bit, or the milestone, or the deadline, or to split in smallest pieces, that was my job. And that was what I did every day. On top of everything else that, that you need to do the admin task, I would say, like holidays, like payments, salaries, whatever.
You remind me of a time where the team that I had, I was fresh off the street, how they call it, brand new leader, did not have much real estate in terms of the not resident knowledge of the company, but I was hired to that position, and it was empowering when, and not just because I did it, obviously I learned it from somebody else. When I came in and said, "Look, I am your leader. I'm in this position, but I'm nowhere near where you are. So, in the absence of the knowledge that you have, uh, I I ask you to come to me and let's talk about what you do. I want to know what you do and all that." And believe me, that team was solid. They had it down. They did not need me to do their job, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they did need a person to help them spearhead away the things that are coming down from management. And for that, I was grateful. But it's so empowering when a leader can come down and say, I don't know it all. I don't know it all. And I do know we have these goals and these tasks. So let's talk about how we can collectively get there. What can you put in? What can I put in? and then as a team get there versus a leader coming in and saying, I'm driving this train, we're going, and leaving everybody else's talent out, because we cannot do anything just by ourselves. I'm one that says, yeah, I'm living, but I'm not living. I'm living by the grace of God on me to be able to live today, right? So it's so important for leaders to not only know and understand the goals, not only know where the leadership is taking the company, but the value that your team brings to planning and management of goals and things and processes. So, today has been a wonderful day. I said that this is the final stop on our international tour for the month of July. I couldn't have asked for a better guest to finish this out. Ioanna, thank you so much
Thank you.
for what you have shared with us. But if someone wanted to get a hold of you, I know that you do. You just wrote a book, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And you have things and activities that you help other leaders through. So, how can they get a hold of you to get your services or have you speak with them?
Yeah, the first thing is because I'm start building my business, my small business, so I don't have yet, let's say, a website ready, a website to share. But everybody can send me a DM via the LinkedIn. I spend time in LinkedIn because I learn from LinkedIn. Because another one thing that a leader should plan is the development plan for him and for his team. So he can DM me, and I can help me in the personal level, okay, and in the organizational level, and of course I can. This is something that I love to do because first of all it motivates me, and then I spread motivation to the rest of the people for the motivational speeches, and I'm there for them, for everybody. So everybody can DM me on LinkedIn, and of course, he can see and he can read my, let's say, weekly campaign, because I'm part of the Spider Wall platform, and there I'm writing a lot about leadership. And it's coming, by the way, it's coming a big series of campaign about leadership communication. So yes, it's a big idea.
Wonderful. And I'm going to make sure to have your link to your profile as part of the video and show notes so they can just click and go and visit you and DM you there. I'll also include the link to your book, and we'll talk briefly about that. We got you there, but just tell us a little bit about this book that you co-authored.
Yeah, about this book, it was actually an idea that started during the COVID, you know. COVID, it was a bad experience for many people, but I used to say that we have some good news coming from COVID, okay? So one from those good news, good things actually is the book. So I am a co-author. We are 8 to 9 people there that we pen down our experience actually and our opinion. It's a book written by our heart, okay? They're coming from different countries and different cultures. So everybody talk about himself. And at the end of the book, which is very, I like this part of the book, we all share our personal story, how we start and how what we are doing right now, and what we would like to make clear and to, let's say, to create awareness is that, okay, you might not have a degree, okay, but this is not the end for you. learn everything. Be the person that you want to learn more, improve your skill, and you can do it and you can have the same success. Because even you have a degree, sometimes we decide that, you know, this degree, okay, it's good, but I want to do something different because this is what I really love to do, okay? Look at me. I'm doing and I was working as a project manager and business administration. And what I'm doing right now, I'm talking to you about the leadership, I'm talking to you about people, and I serve people because this is what I want to do. And if you ask me, no, I don't have any degree about psychology, I don't have any degree about HR. What I'm doing for my heart, and because I'm open to learn. So this is the story behind this book. All the authors write their story, share their story and their opinion, which is important, most important, and degree, all the skills. And I have to say that it's actually, it's not an expensive book, so it's approachable for everyone. And if someone is a member of the Kindle in Amazon, then it's totally free.
So wonderful. We're going to make sure to have that link as part of the show notes as well. Have people look at their of the book. Ioanna, thank you so much for being with me today, and I just wish you the best of success on your side of the world. Hopefully, one day we will meet in person, and you can take me around Athens and my family, and help us to enjoy the Greek scenery. Folks, today's episode is sponsored by Triad Leadership Solutions. And if you've enjoyed this episode and learned something interesting about the topic covered today, make sure to subscribe and let us know by leaving a comment right now. We're always looking for new ideas and guests that can add value to the show. So if you know someone or have a topic that you would like featured on the podcast, we'd love to hear about it by emailing us at triadleadershipsolutions@gmail.com. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode where we dissect leadership from another angle. And as we like to end the show, success to you.